Good evening. This is Renato. I'll be presenting you the proposal I have made, and this is the Cari training framework. This is in the course of Read 707. So let's start. So to give you the overview, the Cari training framework is not just one of the requirements in Read 707, but actually this Cari training framework it was designed to create a workable training framework on the content area reading instructions, particularly among the senior high school teachers at the College of Mary Immaculate. And the goal also is to serve, this also serves as a benchmark of all the pedagogies and strategies to scaffold the learning needs and also the reading instructions of the teachers. And speaking about the teachers, this will also help them to be equipped in improving the students' outcomes and reaching their understanding deeper about the concepts of reading and well-rounded support of the strategies necessary for their reading and comprehending their subjects. As you all know, the Philippines receive a lot of reports internationally, and we've been participating in the international assessments such as PISA, and also locally we have the National Achievement Test. But both report shared to us that we, the Filipinos, our students, are really left behind when it comes to reading comprehension. And they always say that it is always associated with their reading performances. But we also discovered in Bill Erie several reports that the Filipinos are able to understand and comprehend the narrative text, but when it comes to expository text, Filipinos or the students are not really performing well. This can be associated with their level of cognitive academic language. These are the words, the sentences, or unfamiliar words related to subjects or any disciplines not related to narrative or stories. And the poor performances can also be attributed with the selection of materials, and another factors can be associated with the pedagogies and the strategies of the teachers when it comes to implementing or giving instructions to their discipline. That is why there's a need of the Cari training framework. Now, I was able to, as a researcher, conduct a survey among the 12 teachers of my colleagues here in College of Mary Immaculate, and they're able to gave me their perceptions about reading, the vocabulary development, and their strategies on teaching their content subjects while having difficulties with the reading performances. And I was also able to give them questionnaires so that or open-ended questionnaires so that I would have the qualitative data on what is their idea or opinion about the concepts of reading, the relationship of content area teaching, reading instructions to reading difficulties. As a result, these are the key points of the conducted survey. First, to make it to summarize what I have discovered from the conducted survey, the teacher was the senior high school teachers in the study have a high perception level on the content area reading instructions when it comes to integrating it, and the necessity of the reading experiences for the teaching of content area of their subjects rather. And there are means that are ranging from 3.00 to 4.00 that shows or prove that teachers are really knowledgeable on the different reading areas necessary for their teaching of their contents or their subjects. And at the same time, there is also an average level uh, of statistics that teachers are also careful on selecting the what reading materials appropriate for their students' level and diversity. And this is also evident with having an average level on how much they spend on preparing, or significant spending of time preparing, planning, or integrating what strategies would be appropriate for their lessons. And apparently, these are the strategies that I have. They also self-reported, which they have a high level of perception, such as they are able to review the. They are executing explicit instructions. They also implement context association, visual aids, engaging activities, and discovering new words, and so on and so forth, and also etymology or studying parts. In an open-ended questions, or with the open-ended questions, I have also responses are able to which I able to interpret. And there are out of 12 teachers, there are 4 of teachers who have only a constructive definition of what is truly a reading. And they were able to narrate that reading is really a process of recognizing and making sense of the text in the phrase to make it a meaningful interpreted text. And they also explain that these teachers, they are simplifying complex terms or phrases just for the entire class catch up to their lessons. And at other times, when there is difficulty arises when it comes to their reading skills, they sometimes hard to understand simple instructions, and it became a pinpoint for them to proceed to another topic. And they're also implementing strategies such as deductive reading, vocabulary drill. They also have mother tongue equivalent, collaboration, etymology and word part studying, graphic organizers, differentiated activities, extensive reading, context clues, and perhaps they were also effective in delivering these strategies before their class. What are the implications of these needs of analysis? First, we can recognize that although we have ranging of mean that is ranging from 3.00 to 4.00, or strongly agree, but these fall into self-reported responses. So there is a need of exploring the qualitative analysis, which I have able to gathered and interpreted. And I also found out another implication that there is a necessity of wide knowledge of reading concepts, and difficulties of teaching content areas due to reading difficulties. That's why there's a necessity of the Cari training, or the content area reading instructions. So here's my Cari training framework overview. It is designed for developing and enhancing content teaching, instruction, and learning experiences of the content area teachers, and specifically for senior high school teachers of the College of Mary Immaculate. And with my objectives, one of the objectives is demonstrate a foundational knowledge in reading and writing, fluency, and vocabulary development related to content area reading instruction. And also, with a goal of creating workable instructional content area teaching with developmentally appropriate on the level of the students in reading and writing activities. And lastly, another objectives is to able to collaborate among their peers in designing and carrying out the content area instructions. And I'm also expecting that that the teachers will be able to develop a holistic knowledge of reading instructions, planning, and strategies appropriate to the student's level in integrating to content area teaching and instruction, and establish a workable instructional plan for teaching content areas or discipline with integration of reading and writing activities. Lastly, the Cari training also expecting that they will be able to build a healthy supportive community among the teachers for sharing and collaborating exemplar strategies and approaches of integrating reading and writing activities in the content area reading instruction during and after the training. So here's the Cari training framework. As you can see, there are two rectangular boxes, and inside of each boxes, one is the components of reading, and then the other one is the components of the content area reading instruction. Now, to show the relationship, we have two arrows. One arrow is pointing from component of reading to components of Cari with the words such as mastery and practice in it. So this, to explain, the components of reading can only be successful if it is the components of content area reading instruction can only be successful if the teachers able to master and practice the components of reading. So if they're able to master it and practice it in a daily basis, then it will be easy and will be successful later on all the components of the reading of the Cari or the content area reading instructions. Now, in vice versa, when the components of the content area reading instructions is adapted to the components of the reading, meaning when all this applies from a group to an individual learners, the components of reading will be effective since the teachers or the teacher is already familiar and successful of integrating all the components of the Cari, and it would be successful when dealing with an individual learners. Now, there is a training above in the classroom settings. This shows that the Cari training is not only effective in the span of the training. The Cari training is also will be successful if it is applied in the classroom settings outside the training. Now, out in the outermost part of the framework, we see the school community and the stakeholders. Now, when these three groups are able to participate well, collaborate well, then there would be a success of the Cari training. This is not a success only of the school, neither the success of the community alone, but even the stakeholders. When they work together, the Cari training will be successful at any pace. So this is the curriculum design evaluation. We have the inclusion of this Cari training. There will be a lot of lectures and workshops, and it actually will be run into 5-day workshops with lectures and also and topics in the training. And the topics are specials, and there will be plenary speakers, and there will be experts in the field who will give the rich knowledge and pedagogies necessary for improving the teachers in teaching their content areas or the content subjects. So here is the detailed of the content area of the Cari training framework. So it will be 5 days, so you can see that. So there will be sessions in the morning, then in between there is lunch break, and the half will be another sessions or another activities that they will do. So if you want to study, this is actually the implementation and evaluation. So there we have the resources, we have the activities, they have the we also have how can they be evaluated. So the assessment of this training happens not only in the middle, but it's already started at the beginning or at the start of the training and will end even after the training. For the before the training, they will receive needs analysis, and during the training, they will receive consecutively diagnostic tests, reflection, peer grade, worksheets, games, and observation, and Q&A as a part of the observation. And after, they will receive feedback forms not only for themselves but also for the training, and they will receive a natural certainty. This is for how certain they are if they have learned something, and also SWOT analysis. So it all depends now with all the combination of the interactive workshops, hands-on activities, and continuous support of educators, schools, and stakeholders, with all the practical tools and techniques to improve the student engagement and comprehension in all the disciplines. That's why the training framework also recommending that this framework can really ensure schools to that all educators will be well equipped to create literacy rich environment that promotes critical thinking and lifelong learning, ultimately leading to improved academic outcomes for all students. However, for the areas of improvement, the training can be further be improved on the aspects of continuum and sustainable training, which are not covered in the training framework. And lastly, the training framework is not limited alone among the private senior high school teachers, but this can also be adopted to all schools in public or in any group in the community that has teaching role or teaching in the field. So that's conclude the presentation of the Cari training framework. Thank you for listening. Again, I'm Renato Junior Langora Rugal. Thank you.